Hello, welcome everybody to Intentionality, a place where we talk about purpose-driven life and also work, which is part of life. When we say intentionality, so if I am running a marathon, that's an intention. But if I want to be an athlete, that is purpose, which is lifelong. If I want to build a mobile application to help farmers, building mobile application is just an intention. Whereas serving farmers to become better, that is intentionality. If I want to just use Scrum as part of one of the products that I'm developing, that is an intention, a goal. Whereas being agile, that is intentionality. So this is a place where we talk about intentionality, which can bring magic to workplace as well as our life. And we have Siddhartha Sengupta, aka Sid, aka Runner by Chance, and he's here to talk about intentionality today. Let's get in. Welcome, Siddhartha.
Yeah, thank you so much for this opportunity.
You're a coach. As a Scrum Master, you're a coach. You're coaching the teams. What is coaching according to you?
Serving the society in a way that they can learn from what I had experienced and also give back that whatever experience in life that I had got maybe from my mentor, I can pass it on.
Okay.
That learning everything should be there. That mentoring, that journey should be passed on. That's what I feel from me. And second thing, maybe I would say is kind of grooming the people. That's kind of very important, I feel. The example why I would say grooming the people is quite important is the COVID situation is one good example that I would say. We normally what happens, we have that we finish the college, campus recruitments or off campus, whatever it is, you go into the training phase, you interact with a lot of people and you get to know how the culture is that builds up. That didn't happen for a year or more. When we were just the students passed from the colleges and they were on calls and they were told that okay, you have to follow this and these are the things that you have to do. So I felt that grooming was not happening up to the mark. So for me, I need to do certain things, maybe play a game with them, whatever it is required. And because for me, again, go the hands-on, doing few things that works for me. Don't go by the bookish knowledge always. Okay, let's play a presentation that will take care of it. That doesn't work for me. So for me, giving a hands-on from your personal experience is super because you can connect more and you can give more examples, relevant examples. And obviously, I mean, reading is very important. That is something that we should always practice. And that examples, if you can give, better. So those few things I think should be part of it. When I am telling that as a coach or as a coaching, this should be my inputs within that particular timeline, and I'll go ahead with it. That's what I.
You're talking about bringing your own experience plus help them learn from their own experience.
Correct.
By playing. I work with two coaches, a strength coach and a running coach.
Right.
And I love both of them. But both of them have absolutely opposite personalities. One who tells me exactly what needs to be done, gives me a specific list of things. This is exactly what you do. There is another one who puts things in front of me and then says, this may be the optimal way.
Okay.
Does not push. So one pushes, do this, another one provides options. I like both the approaches. One is kind of mentoring me because he has a lot of experience that he's bringing in and training because I do not know much about strength. Running coach understands that I have some experience in running and then try to extract that experience and also provides his inputs and provides options. I love both the approaches. What are the different approaches that you have seen as far as coaching is concerned? And what approaches do you use? Because you also work with two coaches.
Correct. Right. So two things again. I'll try to draw the parallels because that's how it works for me also. Maybe I'll take first from the running thing. So what I have seen in this particular group that I have been, it's more about how the feedback based thing. That's what I've seen. So the first and foremost when it starts, uh, how you feel, how your body is feeling. Uh, that those are the questions asked. Then definitely that okay, we think that based on what you have mentioned, these are the few things that if you should do, it will work for you. Try doing it. I'll try that. I'll come back to the coach and I'll say that I think 80% work for me, 20% doesn't work at all. And I say that the coaches, if they are also the coaches, they have to be quite adaptive. They also need to understand and pick up things very fast, which is in my case that they understand, they respond that quickly and make those changes, which will help me and evolve. So week one, they learn that okay, this is my monitor, this is how I am reacting to things. They make those certain changes. When I see this, this is a learning that I take. That for me, I should not be the person who would prescribe that and saying that so this is what you should follow. If you don't follow, then everything will go for a loss. No, that's not it. See this. This is how it needs to be done. See if that works for you. Obviously, I will tell you that these are the good practices because majority of the people have followed this and they said that it works for them. Try doing this. Let's see. If it doesn't work, then we'll see some other options. So that's how it works for me. And because this is something connected to the previous video. So the coaches also, what is important is that they say, the running coaches are that what we do is we learn a lot from our coaches. We also have our coaches, and our job is whatever we are learning in the morning, come back in our next strength training or your running sessions when I'm coming. I try to pass on that knowledge. I should not be someone who will feel that okay, if I'm passing on that knowledge, now what will happen is, oh, that person knows now. So what? How would I be the guru of the thing? No, that is not how you become the guru. You become how you can transfer knowledge, how you can get that transparency within, that everybody knows everything, and you still feel that you facilitate that in such a manner. You don't impose things, not required. If you do it in a certain manner where people feel comfortable listening to you, understanding you, everybody will gradually look up to you that whether I should be listening to what has been mentioned as a guideline or not. So that's how it works for me. That's what I feel. So whatever I'm learning, that if it's run for the coach there. Second, if I'm telling that there are some workplace, there are also some people I will be looking up to them. I will try to take up their learning and try to pass it on. That's what I feel works for me.
I also picked up one thing there, collaboration. The approach is collaborative work. So it's not just one way, it's two. It's you're learning from me and I am learning from you.
Yeah.
And then we integrate that together. Right?
Yeah. So, I mean, the most important, after you have mentioned or what you want to do, if you have told that, after that, you should have this question that, do you agree to this or not? Do you have any other opinion? Let's have a talk on that. Because it should not, I'm not the person who will tell that this is the guidance, full stop. No. That's not how I should be operating in my team.
Makes a lot of sense. You know, when we go out for running, it's our time, me time, right? Were there any scenarios where you were running and then there was some burning problem with your team that you solved while you were running? You found a solution.
I found a solution. So for me, I think may not be directly related to this, but what I feel was maybe during the running process, what I felt was the time box culture that I'm talking about. That. Then a lot of time we have discussions. We think team complaints or team will might complain. Okay, so meetings or discussions happen so much of time. Now I have to work on the delivery. How would I do it? Because out of maybe there's a 9 working hours, you are telling me I have to attend meetings and ceremonies for 5 hours. So 4 hours you are trying to get everything out and we have a strict deadline.
Right.
How will that work for me? So while I run, maybe that me time, that thing is that I also try to categorize what I'm going to do at what point of time.
Okay.
And at that point of time, I relate that if I'm doing that kind of planning during the work, if I've said that this person, you can try and work on this item, or that person has said that maybe can I try and work on such and such item whether it will work or not. So that bit of manage placing things. That placeholder that I can fit in this thing, that is the places. That me time I can do those things.
Okay.
And that organizing thing that works for me. That is how I would say that has helped. And a lot of time I have come back after a run, come up with an idea and told them, see, I think yesterday we discussed this is how we will be approaching certain ideas and certain things we will be doing. Let's change it a bit. Let's try doing it. And maybe it has didn't work, but maybe multiple times it has worked. So that is what I feel has helped me.
You're saying it gives you clarity when you're running. You're not thinking of anything, so gives clarity.
I'm not thinking about it. I'm just trying to do a single point, thinking that if I do these things, how it would work for me. Those certain aspects has helped me, I would say. So yeah, that's a lot of sense. Yeah.
In fact, even if we talk about recreational runners, unless our families support us, we will not be able to succeed. They are like stakeholders.
Yes.
Because we are taking their time away. So dinners are missing, movies are missing, and so they are stakeholders. They have invested some stake in our health. If they don't support, we fail.
Correct.
Are there scenarios where at workplace the stakeholders are not so supporting the transformation, and then as a result you face some challenges, and any scenarios that overcame in your professional life?
It's an obvious yes. I would say it's an obvious yes. There's no, I mean, like nothing, because of the reason is, as I mentioned, that when I started off, the organization was supportive to Agile. That is one. But there have been many places where we kind of took over. Maybe there's a new contract, and our organization took it over from there, and they were following totally an waterfall model. We took over saying that, we have done this in a waterfall model. This you have seen. Now let us try adopting few practices. Let us not coin the term that we are using an agile methodology. I'm not talking about it. I'm telling that we are just going to tweak something and let us see how it works for us. And as I said, that the human tendency is that why do you need it? So you have to be very much clear on yourself that do you really realize that why with which you are doing? If you are going to tell them the why, are you convinced enough that it should not be that I have learned from the book? Okay, no, I went there and some instructor has told me that you should go and you have to teach them agile. That is how it should work. No, that's not how it should work. You have come there and you have seen that. You have been told that practice few things. See if that works for that one. Maybe few things won't. So yes, we started off. Maybe there was initial a month or 2 months have passed and things were not looking good. And they started comparing, and the stakeholders, as we were talking, that they were seeing that we don't see much of a difference. Why did I told that? See, again, we are a bunch of new people who are trying to do something different. And one thing is for sure, if you go by the same path and try to expect new result, you have to change the path. Try going a new path and see, then the result will be different. That's why we have to navigate. That is very much important. So yes, again, stakeholder, making them understand the plan, what we are trying to do, has been a challenge. It's still a challenge, I would say. In today also, when I come back with, okay, as I was also talking about that measuring, doing a matrix, why is it required? We really, I mean, like, okay, half an hour you will be taking up to discuss about metrics. Is it really required? You are delivering, I'm fine with it, I will deal with it, that's okay. No, I don't want to deal with it only. I want you also to understand that what we are doing it, whether this culture helped us or not. You should, because you are a stakeholder, I want you to know about it. It's not about, I'm not really going and I want to educate you. That's not what my purpose is. I want to tell you this is what I've done for the environment. See whether there's a takeaway for you also or not. Maybe you have something better, you didn't think about it because we did not discuss about it. Now if you say, we will take that up as an input for us. So again, going back, making them understand that why few things are important, taking their feedback, a lot of things are good for, and that needs to happen. That is what I feel.
You're talking about experimentation.
Exactly.
show by doing things.
Yeah, because see, I mean, like, it becomes very easy when the stakeholders and they have said, yeah, I agree to your plan. Everything looks totally fine. We'll follow this practice for a long time. That's okay. Done. Now, what's the challenge? As an individual, I also feel now I may be going into that stagnancy. So, like, I'm doing that 10 kilometer. I know every day I go and do the 10 kilometer, and within that 1 hour I'll finish and come back. What is there? What is the next day? If I don't challenge myself with another distance, another timing, nothing is.
Right.
I'm not competing. I'm not like, but I did something different to keep myself awake. That is like that. Your heartbeat that goes up and down.
Right.
Then only you say that you are alive. If it has gone for a straight line, you are gone. So the same thing. Those challenges are those heartbeat that's keeping you alive. That keeping you alive and keeping. That's what I say. So that should be there. So that's the nutrient for us to keep in the game.
Right. Absolutely. Not using any pre-defined process. They might be using their own process. If you have to say whether they are agile or not agile, how would you go about identifying that?
So for me, one thing I feel is quite important, and I've tried to find that. And obviously now that has come into the agile picture also, but agile and everything came here. But are you kind of self-organized? When I say self-organized, fine, you understand that there has to be a work that needs to be done. Do you really understand that end to end for anything that you are working or what you are doing? You understand that parameter to it. It's not that it's not like it should not be that like that horse who have been just tired and I won't see what's happening right and left. I'll just start moving forward. It should not be that. You should understand. You should organize, and you have that self-organizing mechanism. Do you have that? So that is something I always look for, the person or the team members who I am working with. If I see that majority of them they have it, I feel that they should be okay to adopt new things rather. That's what the word is. Because again, I would try using the word agile because I'm not trying to define anywhere. I'm trying to tell them whether they're open to new things or not. That's what I feel. Okay. Second thing is again open to new things is learning and unlearning. Very important. Again, as I mentioned maybe previously that you should not feel that I know everything. That feeling should not be there. Maybe there are a lot of things you do not know and you should be open to learn about it. Definitely there are certain goals and certain aspirations you have. I'm not telling, but whether you are okay to experiment, to learn, whether this will help me in my journey or not. Professional journey, personal goal, journey, whatever it is. So, which again we say that maybe the cross-functional, cross-skills. So that is whether you're open to doing that. If those two things for me, at least these two things work up very much. And self-organizing works a bit more for me. Again, as I say, I love that aspect, that parameter of it, and understand what I'm trying to do. Whether that is going to help each one of us in that journey or not, if my work journey or not. So if you have that clarity, nothing better, then you are okay to adopt whatever it is. Industry today has coined a word called agile. It may come up with something new, which will be dynamic, which will be to do something, that will deliver something at a newer, quicker rate, or something else. But at least you are open to learning. That will work for me. So that's what I try to do.
So you looked at two. One is open to learning something new.
Yeah.
And also learn from your past experiences and then be adaptive.
Yes.
Don't just keep doing the same thing, but keep experimenting.
Yes.
Change things.
Yes.
Okay. So makes sense.
Yeah.
And I also believe if we do not practice agility in our personal life as coaches, we are failing. Because I cannot really have one person at workplace and another person at home. So agility should be, like we say, intentionality. It should be part and parcel of your life, and it is something that is lifelong. So if you have to look at a person, an individual, and say this person has that personal agility,
yes,
what would you look for that in that person?
Right. So for that particular person, I need to understand that whether that person has really, in a certain day, if he's approaching a certain day, has he had the thought of the clarity in mind? Okay. So see, again, as a normally we will have days where we will feel that I need to relax a bit. Totally fine. You need to relax, you need to recover, whatever it is recovered. But the day you think that I need to do certain work, I need to get certain thing out of a day, whether I had the clarity that these are the few things that I've planned out, chalked out on. Whatever your planning manner is, that's all up to you. But at the end of the day, whether you are going with that structure or not. Okay. If you are talking about certain things, if your interactions, you are bringing such things that yes, I've chopped off so and so things and I think this works for me. So those kind of conversations I feel are very helpful. I am a person who feels that discussions should happen. A lot of discussions happen. But sometimes you should not just do it because I have to do a discussion. Do it again. Try to do some goal-based discussions also. It's okay. It's chai pe charcha is good, coffee pe adda is good. But when you are trying to, because obviously when we are here, we are trying to, or we have purpose to serve. I mean, when you are trying to do it, try to do it in a structured manner. That's what I feel. If in your conversations, if you are bringing those discussions in, I feel that helps. Those relevant things is what I look for when the conversations are happening. And if I see that's happening, I feel that person has that mentality to be agile, to work on that nature. So that's what I feel.
Someone who has a purpose and then has clarity. So
Yes,
it's a clarity. So
clarity
you
is
have
very
purpose,
important. Correct.
and then there is a structure around it.
Yeah, because there are, as a person, I would say there are situations when I feel that what am I doing now? Is that what I'm leading up to? Is it helping me out? Do those discussions. Do the discussions with your family. Your parents are there. They have more experience than you. They can guide you. If it's much more aligned to your industry where they have not worked and they might not be bringing that expertise, talk to that kind of a colleague. You might be knowing by that point of time. Talk about it. That is fine. But definitely you will get those ideas. But try to get those ideas, because don't just try and start sitting and okay, what have I done now? What am I going to do? Just don't sit blankly looking at the sky. It won't work. Discussions are important. That is one thing. And second thing is start waking up. Think about that I need to achieve something for yourself. That is very important. That's what I feel.
I mean, you talk about conversations a lot. I hope your teams don't run away from you when you.
No, but I make time box too. That is the thing.
Okay.
So even if I see that the conversation is going, I'm the one who will pull the curtain and then we are done. We are done. I think we were having a very good conversation, but we'll continue. But not today, but not here now. We have to shift the gear because time boxing is something that I always follow a lot.
Time box. Nice. So, what are your? So you recently ran ultra marathon.
Correct.
In 4 hours 34 minutes.
Yeah.
In my home turf, GKK. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So, what are your aspirations in your running life?
Right. So there's a mix of it. I would say again that's the challenge I feel. So normally what the guideline says, or it says that if you are working for a marathon, you should train for it because there are certain parameters that you have to follow. But if you go for an ultra marathon, the marathon training doesn't work fit there. Speed workouts doesn't work for an ultra marathon as such. So there's a bit of different training, which again I got to know a lot of the discussions when we started to happen within the running group.
Right.
That's right. So, but I have a certain aspect that maybe I'll mix both of them.
Okay.
But definitely not to get at the same time. So I've done the ultra marathon. This was a long time. Why ultra marathon came into picture was, I'll tell you, after doing 42 in Mumbai, I felt quite fresh. I felt that if I'm feeling so fresh after 42, I can run 3, 4 or 5 kilometers more.
Right.
Can I just check it? That small craziness that kicked in. I would say the coaches were not convinced. Frankly speaking, they said that you are running a marathon, you think you've been practicing more for a marathon, that is because you have started running longer distances now, you should stick to it. I just want to do, and I want to just check whether I can do it or not. That's it. I'll come back to what is best and what should be followed. That's okay. But yes, again, that's a coach. You should you allow your whom you are coaching that okay, he wants to experiment, let him do that. That openness was there.
Right.
So I got that freedom that I could experiment, and everybody was happy. The coach was happy that. But now I have got the guidance that yes, you have done it. You wanted to experiment a bit. Now let's come back. Let's do the full marathons. Let's see how we can improve on that. And that is also my goal because there are multiple marathons that happens across India, and I have only been part of 2 of them. That's it, and nothing more. So definitely there are a lot of in the bucket list, and the one is definitely the Leh one. So that's happening in the next month. So yeah, this time I'm giving a skip. Not this time I was also not prepared. So maybe that's one in the bucket list. So as as many of us have heard about it, and that you have to acclimatize yourself first. So there's a lot of time investment. Again, you have to see how you can, because you have a family. So you have to think about them, then also put things. So how you prioritize, and then put that goal into that picture. So I have something to do with that. Let's see how that works for me. And definitely at certain point of time, if I can work on my timings a bit more on the full marathon, I'll definitely try for the Boston and all that's lying ahead.
Okay.
So all those are in the bucket list.
So you want to try running all the possible marathons in India?
All the renowned ones, definitely in India and outside, definitely that's one. And in between, again, if the craziness kicks in, ultra marathons would be there in the picture.
Right.
But definitely, as what helps or what I would see is whether it fits in. Not always you should go and impose everything on your body. It's aging, so you should respect that and go with that. But definitely, the marathons are there at the clear controls.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So, what are your aspirations? Changing the topic.
Yeah.
What are your aspirations as a coach? As a Scrum Master, you are a coach. You're coaching teams.
Correct.
What aspirations or goals do you have?
Yeah. So for me, when I started, I'll tell you why a bit of shift from technology to agile, and these things came into picture was gradually I was seeing what is technology. If you start working on technology, you will have certain parameters that will restrict you, that you will continue working in that technology, and if you learn more technology, that's okay, that will be there. But when I'm working in this field where I can go and talk to people, that barrier is basically getting lost. I can collaborate more, and I can understand people more, which is giving me more experience. Frankly speaking, talking and getting knowledge helps me a lot. They will talk about people will talk about the practical experience, what they have done. That helps me a lot. I will bring that to table and talk to people about it. So for me, more interactions, getting there, placing myself where I can talk more about these learnings to people, getting more people, not I would say listen to me, rather contribute in those discussions is what I look forward. So yes, as a coach, if you say as a portfolio wise, if I say that I would love to have more and more people, more and more teams with whom I can collaborate, work together, and bring in change wherever, whatever is required that is helpful. That's what I look in that organization. So maybe this is the term that we always use as the COE. So if there's an agile COE now that has evolved so how we can work towards it, get that team as always a point of contact for everything and anything. So I should be that member of that series is what I look forward to always. That's one thing. And second thing is again more interaction, less barriers, and I can go ahead and learn, and in the process also help people.
I can see the intentionality there. Yeah, working in certain role.
Yes.
Yeah, it's an intention. But what you said is you want to help more and more teams change, transform for better.
Correct.
Yeah, that's never done.
Yes, that's never come.
Even until the last day, we can actually do that. That makes a lot of sense.
Correct.
Now, if someone says, I want to start running.
Correct.
What would be your word of advice?
Sure. Sure. So everything, goal, whatever, everything will come. Just ensure that in the morning you have told yourself that I'll wake up at a certain time and be on the road. That's it. Other things will come up because there are like 21 days practice, all those things are. When you have showing up, you have already had mastered that courage that I am trying to do something for myself.
Right.
If you are doing that, you will feel that can I do something for the next level. So you will run. You will have more goals in that because you will be interacting. That is definitely. I have myself have seen as a personal experience that I have interacted with a lot of people. I've gained a lot of knowledge about it. That will gradually happen. But you have to show up because the day you do not be that person who is okay. I've seen such a person that day. After that, I've never seen. People, because of so many multiple things, have a very short range to nowadays of living with something or living with a memory. So they tend to forget. Don't do that. Show up. Other things will fall in place.
Right.
That's what I feel.
So Sid has very simple advice. If you're a runner, show up for yourself. If you're a scrum master, show up for others.
Correct.
Right? True. So you started running because you wanted to improve health. You ran marathons. You certainly do not run marathons for improving your health. It is beyond that.
Yes.
You might start running for health. Now, if you have to maybe say in few words, why do you run?
As I'm saying, it's a me time. It's definitely a me time for that. I love two things. I love the solo runs and the group runs too. But the solo runs I prefer is there are times when I can just choose that this is the route I will just follow and I'll run, and this will be where I just think about few things that I wanted to think and I did not get time. So that is what I want to do. Many says that as the meditation, that is then the meditation for me. So that's why I run. Fun part is also I love to eat. I want to burn that also.
Yeah.
That is there. But definitely the me time thing is what works for me a lot.
They are saying running is meditation of the moon. Cool. Thank you very much. If let's say the audience wants to know more about Sid, learn more about running and learn more about let's say Scrum Mastery, how can they reach out to you?
Definitely at any point of time, because I am quite social on social media. So there's a handle that the runner by chance. You can definitely connect with me. That's there. And obviously for any other professional reasons, I have my LinkedIn profile also, which is the name Siddhartha Sengupta. So definitely you can connect at any point of time. You need any kind of information, I would be more than happy to help. And as I said in my conversations, a lot of conversations is what I love doing it. And these are the few topics that I love talking about a lot. So definitely I'm out there. Please reach out to me at any point of time.
Yeah, we will leave this information in the show notes, so go and take a look at it. Yeah. Thank you, Siddharth. Thanks for coming and sharing lots of information. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.